think one of the things that's the most intimidating about this project is that we're using a logger and we're using logging equipment and the cutting of trees, the removal of trees from the forest in order to carry out our objectives. I know that when some people think about logging, they think about these massive clear cuts, about a process which is solely extractive and which is solely causing damage to our ecosystems. Like so many things, logging is not a monolith. It can be carried out in ways that are certainly extractive, and it can be carried out in ways that are regenerative. Using the cutting of trees as a tool, we can make forests more resilient and adaptive. We can help repair some of the harmful legacies of the way forests have been managed in the past. We can provide habitat for lots of different important species, including species which are declining, like many of our forest songbirds. In forestry, a lot of times we use the language of mitigation, so mitigating some harmful effects that we would cause on the forest. What we should be doing is using the language of celebration, recognizing that forest management is this incredibly important tool that can be used to great effect to restore ecosystems. The wood that we extract from the forest in the course of logging is a renewable resource, and we know we need lots more renewable resources in order to help attenuate some of the harmful effects of climate change. And the fact that these projects are commercial means that they can be applied at scale. So instead of relying on grant funding or on the goodwill of landowners to pay for practices that are non-commercial, suddenly we have a means to apply these practices, making forests more diverse, making forests more resilient, making forests have more diverse wildlife habitat. We can apply those across vast acreages. Forest management is the only form of ecosystem restoration that can pay for itself and can even provide income for landowners to pay their property taxes, maybe lower the development pressure on their land and keep forests as forests, and even provide funding that can be used to do non-commercial forest practices that are integral to forest health, things like invasive plant control. So now when I think about logging and working with loggers, what I used to think of as a compromise, I now think of as the means by which this work is actually occurring. I think of them as integral to the process of making our forests healthier across our landscape, making them more diverse, making them more resilient at scale.